farming tips and tricks,
Don't ape
I
into
would
too much shit.
I would say I mean, and, you know, I should be clear in the sense like I'm not a farmer like Taiki, like, you know, like you've seen his videos. Like that
Yeah,
guy, like
yeah,
you said, he's a yield chaser, bro. He's
yeah,
definitely a yield chaser.
yeah.
But I would say like to definitely find like the coins or tokens at least that you really want to end up holding in the long term, especially if you're providing liquidity or putting stuff into vaults.
Welcome to the Antz podcast. Today we have Hunter, aka Bfresh on YouTube, and he's got a great cryptocurrency channel. Definitely check him out. Hunter, go ahead and introduce yourself and let the audience know about yourself.
Yes, thank you obviously for having me on, Shiraj. My name is Hunter, as you mentioned. I just make, you know, videos about crypto, anything related to it, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the classic stuff. You know, and actually, I don't know why I feel like I should be talking like I'm on like a, what do you call it? Like I'm in like a circle.
My name is Bob. Bob.
Again, I'm 24 years old. I graduated with a degree in engineering, had a job in marketing before this, and decided, you know what, that regular life, it really isn't for me. I kind of like living on the edge. And I guess that's what content creation is about, along with meeting new people, much like Shiraj, obviously. So, yeah.
That's so awesome. All right. Well, thanks for the introduction. And you graduated in engineering. That's actually something we have in common. I did mechanical engineering too.
Me too. Oh shit.
Yeah, which brings me to the question: are you into 3D printing at all?
Yeah, I remember I did a couple of projects in 3D printing. Am I into it like really deep? Not really. Like I remember when I was into sneakers in college, like I used to buy and sell sneakers and stuff like that, collect them, all that. I was really interested in like 3D printed sneakers. Like I know Adidas was doing it at the time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, like the 4D or something like that. And I think what I love the most about it, besides the fact that it has something to do with engineering and 3D printing, is the fact that it's sustainable. So I think they used like materials from like seaweed or some crap, something like that. It's more sustainable than your average sneaker, pretty much. That's what I like.
Yeah. The so another thing that's piqued my interest is 3D printing houses, and people just
That's crazy.
Yeah, and some people are using like like you just take the earth and you mix it and make some mud out of it and you could 3D print that. I don't know if that's like developed yet. I think that's more of an idea, but a lot of it's like pre-made cement mixtures that will solidify like easier when it's 3D printed.
Dude, that's nuts. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a growing thing too, because you know, just I think it's better.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, probably not as extravagant, you know, as maybe living in like the Taj Mahal type thing, but you know, I'm sure that, you know, you can live in it though. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. And it's a lot less labor intensive too. You could just get someone to watch the machine, and then the machine makes a house. Basically, you don't need all those people. So it's taken away jobs, kind of, but
it's more efficient. Still more efficient though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you farming at all today by any chance?
Farming today? I mean, technically we're farming every day, right? You know, I wasn't like I wasn't tending to my yield, if that's what you mean. You know, like
right. That's I guess that's what I mean. tending to
the yield.
Collecting your harvests.
I didn't collect any harvests today, but I did notice that Polygon had some weird issue going on with it, and I just, you know, because other than that, I didn't even touch it today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just recently got in the space, so I'm like touching it every day, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, really?
I'm obsessed over like 25 cents. I'm like, oh my God, 25 cents.
Yeah, right. No, really. No, I'd be the same way. Like, do you use that Zapper by any means? That's like a little dashboard.
I have. I used it a little bit but it wouldn't keep track of the other, like some things I had on different DeFi websites.
Oh, what's one of them, for example? Is like one of the low key ones? Is that
Probably
why?
like, yeah, Poly Bunny, for example. I was on there
Oh
for a
yeah, it's
second.
like I ain't tracking no poly money. That's probably why. Yeah.
Yeah, just really like I've been messing with those smaller ones that are just kind of coming out because the APYs are like, you see a
The
billion
nuts.
percent, a million percent. It's like, all right,
Million
I gotta try this out.
Yeah, dude. It's I don't know if you used Beefy Finance yet. Like I've been
Beefy,
using
I
that.
used a little bit for the Titan Matic
That shit is
one, or
crazy, dude. The Titan Matic
yeah,
pool, dude. I am like so it's like when I made that video about it, I think Titan was like $1, and I didn't even think too much about the price of Titan. I just saw the APY and it was like 8 billion or some shit, like
yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
right? I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just provide liquidity for it and let it chill. And I was trying to be strategic with it. You take some money out when you go up, when it appreciates a certain amount and whatever. The
right.
entire time, fucking Titan was pumping. I think right now it's over $30 now.
Yeah,
Um,
and isn't so it's weird how I usually expect farm tokens to go down, but it's not quite a farm token. It's getting
that's what
burned
it
as it
is.
gets minted, or what's going on there? Do you know?
So I'm not too familiar with how the entire protocol works, but as far as I'm concerned, Titan is kind of like the more volatile asset, while Iron, I think is supposed to be like the stable coin, you know?
Right,
And I think
right,
that's the only reason why I was okay with using it in the beginning, was because, okay, this isn't like Krill on Polywhale, where it's like, no offense to the people on Polywhale, but most people just farm it and then dump it.
right.
Titan looks like it has utility. So it's so weird though. It's like I thought about it to farm it, but I didn't think about just the price of the token going up. Whatever. Really weird.
Yeah. I get really scared of so are you like comfortable with impermanent loss and liquidity pools? Because I get like, I don't know, I feel like it's one level of confusing too much to like deal with.
Am I scared of it, bro? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like the thing. I definitely am. Obviously, like I remember first learning about it when I was on the Terra protocol.
Hmm.
And like obviously, one of the tokens, I put liquidity for one of the tokens against USD, and the token fucking blew up, and obviously, rest is history. But that's pretty much what happened to me with Titan and the Matic pool, right? Like where I could have just held Titan, but instead I decided to provide liquidity for both. I think the difference is with this situation is the fact that like I specifically didn't buy Titan because of the fact that it really hadn't like proven itself yet. You know what I mean? Like when I first saw Titan, it had about $25 million locked in it. I
Wow.
think now it has about 2 billion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like I didn't really consider it to be like a good investment per se. So I'm like, all right, I'll hold it in both of them. If Titan goes up, at least I'll have a lot of Matic, because Matic's legit. But I don't know. I figure I think as time goes on, I'll probably try to stray away from liquidity pools a little bit more. Leaning more towards vaults, but even those are a little bit risky as well, like for exploits and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So today on Matic, it was weird. So first it was like it was like super delayed when I was trying to harvest or transfer. So I saw they were saying to change the RPC, and I was like, oh, okay, what's this RPC stuff?
Yeah.
And I guess Quick has their own RPC. Um, I don't know, some like Matic has some backup RPCs, I think. But yeah, no, that was a really, have you ever had to deal with that before? Like, does that happen often?
I've I've never seen it happen. I would assume that it only happened because of how congested Polygon currently is, with all like these crazy. Honestly, it probably was because of like how fast Titan and Beefy are growing. To be honest, there's so many people farming on it now. Maybe they're all, because I think what it is, they're all using the same RPC, and again, too much congestion, so they had to start switching to different ones. But I think like I posted like a little Twitter thing about it, about how to actually change it. So for people who don't know how to do it, and some
Yeah.
guy even responded saying that like he switched 4 times like today because all of them are being congested. So I think,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
it's crazy.
experiencing that. So I switched over
Yeah,
and then it was super fast. I was like, all right, it's on. we're harvesting, baby. And then it started like giving all the delays and stuff. I was like, oh man, I can't add anything. I'm trying to like
Damn, bro.
get this thing going here, but yeah. So one of the things like I found that seemed to be kind of effective was starting small in liquidity pools and then like adding on top as it if it performs well, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, like, you mean like when you say add on top, like, what do you mean, like adding from like a separate portfolio type thing, or just like keeping like the what do you call it? Keeping the gains in the liquidity pool.
Keeping the gains in the liquidity pool. So any harvest
okay.
you make, you just add to the liquidity pool because
Yeah.
those ones are the fastest. But if there's I think the thing you have to look out for is if there's a sudden price drop. That's when you,
Yeah,
which happens
and I
kind of
think
randomly.
that's literally what I was doing with Polywhale, like the krill token, where it's like I think it's because like you get addicted to seeing like the shit go up, so it's like, oh screw it, I'm gonna be smart and compound, you know.
Yeah.
But in all reality, it's the reason why the APY is so high is because I mean I would think it's just so high because not a lot of people even like want that token per se, you know. Like it's like you're saying, like a lot of the farm tokens don't tend to really have any value. And I was doing that in the beginning too, but I forgot. I think I saw someone else's video. I think it was like Taiki or something like that. I think he's like the most popular channel for DeFi right now.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of his. Actually, his video got me like looking more into like Aave and all these different things.
Yeah, and no, I mean he does great, like very informative stuff on it. And you think he mentioned something like that where it was like I don't know if he said this exactly, but this is kind of what I'm thinking, is that like you can't fall in love with these yield farms, kind of like you can't fall in love with any altcoins. Like, you know, if you get any yield, especially from the yield farm tokens, just cut it off and like, you know, throw it into something more stable like ETH or whatever you want to actually accumulate, you know.
Totally, yeah.
I definitely took that to heart.
Yeah, no, he says he's an APY he's a yield chaser, so he's loyal to yields.
Loyal to the yield, yo, what a beast.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
So I did my kind of, well, not my, this is like one of the more AP like go-ins I did for it was for Polysnow, and it was not cool because they didn't launch at all.
What?
Once the block came around, just like nothing happened, and everyone's like, what's going on? And but what's cool about the farming is that if the front end website goes out, you can always go to the actual master chef contract and withdraw the funds, which I ended up having to do with Polybunny.
Damn, that's crazy.
Freaks me out, man. Some crazy shit.
Wait, so they just didn't launch? They lie, or what did they do?
So Polybunny is a different story. Polysnow, they said there was congestion or some issue during the launch. So I don't know, it's possible, right? This was like one of the it was very congested. I first time I had to change to an RPC network. So but then they said they made a new contract and they're redeploying it and to move the funds over there. So I'm like, sounds like rug pull preparation, you know, just haven't committed enough time to it.
Imagine it's like they failed the first rug pull, so they're trying to get you in the second one.
Yeah. Well, have you've never experienced? I wonder what a rug pull like looks like. Does the site just go down and you can't contact them? That's what I imagine happening.
Oh, I don't think so. I think rug pull is being thrown around a lot now, like for like different terms. Pretty much like a term of being scammed, right? But I think like an actual rug pull is when like it's either when someone just like has like majority of the tokens and just essentially like is able to pull all the liquidity from like a DEX or something like that, either by selling all the tokens or, you know, if they provide liquidity for the pool, then just taking all of it out. Or finding like an exploit in a contract. But I've never been involved in any of those. No, I mean, I'm not
Knock
that
on wood.
risky. Yeah, right. Right. I mean, like the riskiest thing I've done was like the poly whale stuff, I guess you could say. But even that, it's
Yeah.
like I'm not throwing in like a whole bunch of money into it anyways, you know.
Yeah. I feel like the poly whale stuff. Yeah. I guess I don't fully understand the risk. I think I should probably look up the risk a little more, but
Mhm.
I do feel like if there's a lot of uh like locked value in the system, then it's less likely
That's it, right?
to, I don't know, less risky.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of my thing with Titan in the beginning. They only had I mean, we say only, but they only had like 25 million locked in their contract. So I'm like that
Yeah.
that isn't a lot. I mean, granted, it's because no one knew about them. But like even Beefy Finance, I think when I first got into that was like 50 million, I think they had, maybe even less. But it's like stuff like that. It's like I don't mind risking maybe like a K, maybe 2K. Really just depends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like, but for the
Yeah.
most part, like Polywell, I threw in maybe like a couple $100, nothing crazy. You know?
Nice. Yeah. No, I started out with a couple $100 on some of the smaller ones, but
Uh,
part of me just feel like maybe I just need to just go big on the
I know, I
initial.
know, I know, bro, I know. Yeah, you gotta be
Uh,
careful, bro.
no, seriously. It seems like it could be really, just really easy to just make something and get a good amount of people just giving you money, basically.
Yeah, no, and you know what? That's kind of like how it was in 2017 with the ICOs, dude. Like there are people just coming out with like any random crap, making the website look good, throwing in a bunch of like crypto jargon, and getting like
Yeah.
millions of dollars raised. That
Jeez.
was crazy.
So do you have any farming tips or tricks for someone like me kind of starting out, trying to learn the ways?
Farming tips and tricks.
Don't ape
I
into
would
too much shit.
I would say, I mean, and, you know, I should be clear in the sense like I'm not a farmer like Taiki, like you know, like you've seen his videos. Like that guy, like
Yeah.
you said, he's a yield chaser, bro. He's
Yeah.
definitely a yield chaser.
Yeah.
But I would say like to definitely find like the coins or tokens at least that you really want to end up holding in the long term, especially if you're providing liquidity or putting stuff into vaults. Like and I'm talking about mainly either Ethereum or even on Polygon too. Like, and this is like more stable stuff. Like for example, right now on Ethereum, I'm farming. I have ETH in a vault as well as ETH and I think it's DPI, DeFi Pulse is what the token's called. And it
Okay.
tracks like the DeFi
Sounds
market.
familiar.
I'm
Uh-huh.
providing liquidity for that and ETH, for example, because I don't mind having a whole bunch of ETH or a whole bunch of that. Like, you know, they're both kind of similar to me.
Gotcha.
And then for Polygon, yeah, I mean, I would definitely say like do as much research as possible. Like usually you want to do your research on stuff on Ethereum or even just in general, but especially on Polygon, if you're gonna go ape, like
Yeah.
you gotta really make sure, dude. Because
Yeah.
and again, like if I had done my actual research on like Titan, then I probably would have had a shitload of, but you know, I didn't. Like I literally I looked at it, it looked okay, didn't look like it was gonna rug pull. I'm like, all right, throwing like a K here, I'm good.
So what sort of prep research do you
Yeah.
do? Like, so what I do is I'll look at the Twitter, I'll make sure that it's not a bunch of
Yeah.
bots. Uh then
Right.
I'll and now after I found out about that emergency withdrawal directly from the contract, I'll look to make sure that they have some sort of contract that I can do that with that's on the
Right.
blockchain. And so once I see that, I feel like comfortable that I can at least withdraw stuff out if something happens.
That is true. No, yes. I mean that's definitely like the opposite of a red flag, right? I mean, shit, if you see that you have the option of withdrawing it, that's good.
Yeah.
I think the other thing was what was I gonna say? But I think it was like just mainly in general, it's like obviously like as you mentioned, looking at the social medias, there's a lot of bots and it's probably not too good of an idea. Um, and I
Yeah.
was actually now I remember what I was gonna say. If it looks like a copy of another project, then I wouldn't do it. Like I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of them are just copy and paste. I don't even I don't even bother with those anymore.
No, yeah, I noticed you said that, but so I feel like some of them, they're kind of a copy paste, but then they'll have a tweak that's, then I'm like, all
Your little
right,
twist.
Yeah, a little sweat. Like, all right, for instance, one of these really small ones I'm in right now, Orcafy.
Like,
But they've
shill
been
me.
around for a minute, so and their coin price is super stable right now. But shoot, what was I
Orcafy.
saying?
He said it was like, well, what does it look like? I guess is what you're
Right. So they in the
is it,
trade part, their buy trade thing is like in the same window, so it doesn't take you off site. So I don't know. That's just like a little addition. And then on
right?
Polycat, uh, they have a lot of like additions that well, Polycat's like one of the major ones, so I wouldn't say Polycat's like an OG site, I guess.
Yep. See, and I think that's kind of the thing. So Polycat, I can't tell if Polycat's like the original or not, because Polywell's like an exact copy of this bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. It's like an exact copy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is the price been going up or down?
It's funny.
It's not looking too hot.
But so I'm kind of like wondering if I can make a farm and like possibly make that that could be an income, make a peace ant farm.
And fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The anthill, you know?
If you know how to copy and paste code, yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
guess you could.
Put the photo files in the right spots.
That's probably gonna be the hardest part, yeah. What the heck? That's crazy.
But yeah, Polycat's probably the one that is my safe farm right now. I didn't get too much into Beefy because I'm more like I don't like the liquidity pools, and Beefy has more liquidity pools and not so much single asset stuff.
I saw. Okay, you mean like a vaults, right? Is that what you're in? And are you in the vaults in Polycat? Like, which one are you in?
No, I'm in
Which
the
one?
pools in Polycat.
Pools. Oh, I see. Let me see. Fish. You can farm some fish. Sushi.
But vaults
Wick.
vaults seem legit too. But a lot of them are pairs, and I don't like these liquidity pool pairs because of the possibility of impermanent loss. Yeah.
It's just that the yield on it should be so like so high. Like that. Like that's why I did the
Is.
Titan Matic one. So I'm like, dude, it's 5% a day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So I was like, fuck it. I'll take any impermanent loss you give me.
So the idea is if you have two of them that you're gonna hold, like you're just like these are holders, then you're comfortable having them in a pool together.
Yeah, but that's like it's more for like the long term, I would say. Because the thing is that even if like you like two of them, for example, let's say like Ethereum and Matic, let's say, if Matic like fucking booms in price, you're still gonna like get like a lot of impermanent loss, because all the while Matic is going up, you're essentially, I'm gonna see if I get this correctly, because while your Matic is going up, as far as I'm concerned, people are what's it called, selling you their ETH, I think, and buying your Matic.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So you wind up with a bunch of ETH.
Right, which is fine. That's cool, but like, you're getting it like technically like you're never getting it at like as a solid price. You're getting it as it's going up or going down. So there's always going to be impermanent loss unless they both move together, or it's over time and it's like, okay, the yield kind of matches up with the impermanent loss that you got. You feel me? So like stuff on Polygon, I don't like, especially the more the volatile stuff. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Like the Titan Matic shit probably wasn't worth it. But I just like the feeling of getting 5% a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The billion, like when you say billion%, it's like, all right, I'm in.
Right? Yeah. It's psychological. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. How did you get into cryptocurrency originally?
It was back in early 2017, like in April, I think it was, or May. I think it was April actually.
Nice.
But it was like a family friend of ours, like was into like Bitcoin and stuff like that, and we would meet up at like Panera. It's like I don't know if you have one near you, but like it's like a bread bread spot. I think a bakery. We would meet up there like every Sunday and just talk about it. And you kind of like, like using Gemini and stuff like that. And at the time we were using Bittrex when that was available in the US.
Gotcha.
And you're just kind of learning about it. Like back then I was in college too. So to me, it was just kind of cool learning about something new. And then, you know, what kind of gets you in is the money. And then what makes you stay is like the technology behind it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't start making videos about crypto until like last year though. So the entire time I've just been kind of like looking at it really, you know?
Yeah. So did you like, when did you start? So for me, I originally bought crypto when Robinhood, like only by the time Robinhood came out with it, and I was able to get on Robinhood.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at it when it was like $300. I was like, whoa, that would be cool to get. Like, seems like a cool thing. How do I do it? It's like, I don't know. I don't have money to risk on these things.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like a lot of people say the same thing. I mean, I think that's just how people look at it in the beginning, where it's like, I mean, that's like anything. Like you look at something, it doesn't like there's not enough validation from the outside world, and it's like, okay, I don't care about it. And then once the price goes up a lot and people are talking about it, it's like, all right, got to get involved in this thing now.
Yeah, totally.
It's usually how it works.
Very hypey. I mean, the thing is, I was always, every time I learned about it, I was like, yeah, this is interesting, but it's just, it definitely seemed, so what got me very much involved was when Elon Musk was like, oh yeah, Bitcoin is accepting Tesla now. I was like, oh wow, that's some big news. So, and actually, and it totally is big news. And I feel like a lot of dominoes have fallen after that. That's just going to increase the growth factor.
I think so. I mean, like I think Elon was like a net positive for everything so far. I mean, he said a lot of dumb shit afterwards.
Yeah.
But you know, I still think he's a net positive. I mean, again, pretty much like what do they say? Like all news is good news. So
right. All press is, or bad press is good press or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like you know, in all reality, like anyone talking about it is good because it's just exposing more people to it, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
Part of me like wants to defend him and just say like he was doing it for the stockholders, because maybe stockholders was like, they were like, oh yeah, this is we're gonna take our money out if you do this or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's very confusing because I feel like if that was the case, then shit, like, do you think the stockholders care about Dogecoin? They have no idea what the fuck it is. Dogecoin is.
Yeah. This is green.
Right? Yeah. No. Crazy.
So like, what are some how do you envision cryptocurrency being used in the future? Or maybe one of the ways, because it could be a bunch of different ways. Maybe a few of the ways you think it could be used.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be like ingrained in our society, like without people really knowing, you know, kind of how a lot of different things are. But I would say maybe like a good example would be like just taking like, for example, like blockchains like Ethereum that are like places where you can use smart contracts. Because I think smart contracts are more than just like DeFi. They're more than just you know, governance or whatever like that. Like, I mean, like stuff like that can pretty much be used. Like the idea of it is essentially programming, like I guess programming a contract. So like not having to trust, let's say, one party or another, but putting your trust in the code behind it. So I mean, I could see it. I could see fucking blockchain like behind government. Probably not the U.S. government, because I don't think they're too much of a big of a fan yet of it just yet. You know,
I don't know. I get mixed vibes from them. I get kind of fan vibes from the government.
I think they just don't understand it. Like I think at least the SEC. I think most of them don't even understand like DeFi. Like they barely understand Bitcoin.
What do you think of Gary Gensler as head of the SEC?
Oh, I don't know too much about him, but isn't he in favor of Bitcoin though?
Oh yeah, I mean, he wants to regulate it, but he's totally, he seems like a good person to regulate it because he understands it. He did the blockchain lectures on YouTube, so that's like one of the ways I learned about it. He was like an MIT professor.
Oh, sure. See, that's good. No, you know, I think that's what we need. I think we need people that like understand, at the very least, understand like how the space works and you know what it's capable of. Because like, like at the end of the day, the government's going to regulate it. At the end of the day, like that's kind of their job. Like, you know, they're as far as I'm concerned, their job is to protect the average consumer, which barely knows anything about this stuff. And obviously, you know, there's like almost like no barrier to entry for crypto. So it's kind of obvious that a lot of people are going to get burned.
Just get a ledger.
Get a ledger, bro.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. But yeah, no. I mean, I'm interested to see how it progresses. To be honest with you, definitely.
What's one of the most exciting aspects of cryptocurrency in your opinion?
Exciting I would say that the permissionlessness of it. Like just the idea that you don't need like for example, like the other day I'd open up a bank, like a business account with Chase. I had to go over there, provide all my information, talk to a guy for 2 hours, explain to him why I needed it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And even then, like it took a while to open it. Whereas meanwhile, you know, I can just be my own custodian, you know, on the blockchain by just firing up a MetaMask or, you know, getting a ledger, like you said. So the fact that like you don't need any type of requirement to be a part of crypto, the blockchain, Ethereum, I think it's amazing, dude. Also the fact that I could send it, let's say like it would pretty much be the same speed if I send it to you. You're like across the country, to someone in China, halfway across the world, right? Same speed. Like there's no like, you know, I don't need to like pay any other fees than the blockchain fees. Just like like how it connects everyone and just how like anyone could use it. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's truly an international thing. It's not like a national. It takes away the national aspect of money.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I never looked at it that way, but yeah, exactly. It'd be cool.
That's awesome. All right, let's see. What are have you learned about Helium? I mentioned it in your live session.
Yes, you did.
Let's see if you did you do any research?
No, since the last session I've not. I was too busy researching Alchemix.
Yeah, no, that I saw your video on that. That looks really cool. Do you want to talk a little bit about that at all?
I feel bad about it. Well, hold on. Are you able to explain Helium?
So yeah, sure. I mean,
go
basics of it, not I don't know the details, but you know, I'm learning. But so basically it's hotspot mining. So instead of having a Bitcoin miner, you have this hotspot thing that you just plug in and it takes very little power. And it does, I'm not exactly what sort of proof of something it does, but there's validators and they have to be within ranges of each other. And the idea of it is to try and get like a nice even coverage across, you know, space across the world, so people can use IoT and stuff like that to
I feel like that sounds like I mean I'm just guessing here, but like it's like hotspot in the sense where it's like almost like you're like a hotspot for your phone, like where it's like your phone's like the Wi-Fi and you can connect to your phone for internet connection. I guess it'd be like that, but like the hotspot device is pretty much allowing anything that, you know, anything electronic, I guess, to be a miner or a validator.
So I think the hotspot itself is the miner, and then when things connect to it, it lets the blockchain know, I guess, or something like that.
That's interesting.
And so when things connect to it, they're actually paying a fee that burns helium when they use it.
Oh shit! Because I guess you know what I thought helium was. I thought helium was what's it called? I think I got it confused with like it was like a certain type of mining. I forgot what it was called, but it's like cloud mining. I think is what I got it confused with.
Called what mining?
Cloud mining, where it's like you pay someone for like a certain percent of hash, and they mine it.
Oh, gotcha.
But no.
No, this is like they're trying to make the internet on blockchain with a bunch of hotspots.
Yeah, start a wireless revolution. I got it pulled up now, so after this, I'll have to take a look at it.
And then there's the money appeal of it too, is that when you're mining, if you're in a good location, you can get like maybe $100 a week, or no, sorry. Your payouts will range. I mean, but I've seen like people get like $1,000 a month or something like that just from having the Wi-Fi. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Depends on the price of helium too.
That is very true. I wonder if that depends on how fast your Wi-Fi is or how many devices are around you.
It
You know,
said
like
it uses a little bit of Wi-Fi for something. I'm not sure exactly what, uh, but I think that's it. Yeah, a little bit of your Wi-Fi and power, and that's all it needs.
interesting. Well, I got it pulled up here now, so I'll take a look at it
Yeah, man.
afterwards. It's
Like,
really cool.
let me know what you think. Or maybe I'll see you do a video of it in the future.
Potentially, I only like doing videos and stuff if I see that there isn't like a good explainer already out there. If there already is, I usually don't bother. You know,
Gotcha,
what's the point?
gotcha. No need to, yeah, do all
So
that extra. Yeah, no. You got to find the voids, right?
you gotta find, yeah, exactly the spot where you fit right in like a Lego.
I need to work on that. Yeah. I feel like an oddly shaped piece doesn't fit anywhere.
Well, I think if you probably made more like solo videos, I think you'd probably film more, spots. Believe it or not,
Say that again.
like if you made more like solo videos instead of just like a podcast the entire time, or
I
not
know
really podcasts,
I've been I feel like there's a resistance for me recording myself. There's just like I tend to procrastinate on like when I have videos where it's just me. I tend to just
Yeah,
procrastinate a lot more on those videos.
true. I feel that.
Yeah. But no, it's something I'm definitely got in the works. I want to do one of those where I go out into the world and talk to people about cryptocurrency. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think I saw one where you like handed out joints and stuff like that to people.
Oh yeah.
Like that's dope.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a fun experience. So we did talk about him briefly, but what's your take on Elon Musk? He's not, yeah. So you were saying he's like he's done a lot for crypto in general, even with his bad comments, because he's been bringing attention to it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, man, I should say that my dad's been a fan of Elon Musk for a while, like Tesla. Like
Yeah.
he was what he's kind of like what I and a lot of people were for crypto before a lot of people knew about it, but for Tesla. So like before the stock like rose up in price like crazy, like this dude was like obsessed with him. So like I had a lot of
Your
respect for
dad.
Elon Musk. Yeah, my dad was, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Right. So I'm like, so from the jump, I've had a lot of respect for the guy.
Heck
And
yeah.
I think and I think he has commented about crypto before. I think it was always like stuff like here and there, but it wasn't until recently he really started going heavy with like the tweets about Dogecoin and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fine, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's like it's his words. You can say whatever the hell he wants. I think
That's
some
kind
of
of
what
how
he
I feel too.
says,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And again, some of what he says is like I think is kind of off. It's kind of because of like I think you mentioned it like trying to please the investors and whatnot. But I do think that what he's doing is good long term, inevitably, right? Because he's almost kind of exposing what people always found as like the bad part of the crypto space, low key, which is two things. Number one, like the constant shilling of shit coins. Shout out to Dogecoin. Like it's not, it's you could argue that if it's a problem or not, but I think it's if it's kind of an issue of people not knowing what the hell they're doing and buying Dogecoin without even understanding it. And then two is pointing out Bitcoin's energy consumption. I think those two things are probably like the biggest like kind of like no-nos that like people see from the outside. Like number one is speculative with Dogecoin, and number two, the energy consumption with Bitcoin. So I like that he's bringing it up now rather than someone bringing it down like years down the line and the stuff is already established. It's like, oh, by the way, the shit's taking up like half the supply half the town's energy. Oh, okay, it's not good, is it? You know what I mean? Like I'd rather
Yeah,
the
no,
bad part come now.
yeah. It's like emphasizing all the fuddy points to truly
Right.
eliminate them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I mean, like I said, if it's an actual issue, then I'm glad they're addressed now rather than later.
Yeah, I feel it. Shoot.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, a lot to talk about on so actually, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk too. He's the reason I got into the stock market initially. I was like, I need to invest in
Oh yeah.
Tesla. How do I do this?
Oh yeah.
So stocks like the buy and hold strategy for stocks have worked pretty well for me. And so when I see crypto and its long-term
Same
performance,
thing.
I
Yeah.
start like drooling / crying, so yeah, it's been a journey, but yeah, a lot thanks to Elon Musk. Like he got me into investing, and the Dogecoin actually got me into crypto like heavy, because
Yeah.
my friend told me about Dogecoin when it was like a cent, and I was like, oh yeah, it seems interesting. There's a strong I'm all about community. I think community building is like something that we need to do more of, like in society today or something.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
um but yeah, I like the Dogecoin community, and I like that, like it was just like a uh positive vibe coin. So and
Just chilling. Yeah.
and it works, you can send it, and it sends, and it's less cheaper than Bitcoin to send.
Right.
Sometimes it's faster, but sometimes not, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I invested a little in it, and that thing just like popped off like crazy in January, and I was like, oh man, what the fuck's going on? And it but after that, I got a little, I think I got greedy, and so I'm like, all right, I need to do more in this crypto space. Like this just the bomb right here.
Yeah, dead. And I that's why I like Dogecoin to that regard, is because it's when I was doing research on it. Like the whole reason why they even made it was to bring more attention to Bitcoin, to blockchain, right? So to me, it's like that's exactly what it did for you and a lot of other people. So I think it's great for that reason.
Exactly. Like people talk a lot of shit about Dogecoin, saying it has like no value, but I mean, this is
It's
this
worth
is
whatever
value
people are
right
willing to
here. Like
pay.
I
Yeah,
put money in crypto because of Dogecoin, man.
that is no. You're right though. That's a fact, dude. That's a fact.
Yeah. Um, so how did you build your initial audience?
So let me think. So I started. Well, funny enough, I started actually making videos on a library or Odyssey. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys.
Yeah, I actually posted a couple things on them. It seems
Okay.
really cool. It seems like not much is happening on there recently though.
I don't know. I think in terms of their growth, I know they recently got hit with a lawsuit by the SEC, so that's not fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of them because of their truly decentralized platform. They have their own blockchain. Everything is on there. Um, and then from there, I kind of just start. And most of the time, I was making videos of me walking around the forest and shit, and just vlogging myself, talking about crypto stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I think that was actually in July of last year, so mid COVID. And then I think a month after that, I decided, you know what, let me get onto YouTube. There's a lot more discoverability on there, most likely. And my whole thing is, I want to support Web3 and like the different products that exist in it, like crypto products. Obviously, library, Helium is another one of them. Anything related to crypto, I like supporting. But at the end of the day, like I need to be loyal to myself and not the platform. That makes sense. So if I want to grow, I shouldn't be just, casing myself in only Web3 related stuff or just library or whatever. I should be decentralizing myself in a sense, putting myself on this platform, YouTube, another platform, So that's the way I thought about it. So I got onto YouTube, I think it was in August. And then slowly but surely, I started just, making videos, reviews, stuff like that. And I think the reason why I got so many in a very small amount of time, partially because the market like fucking blew up. But I think it was also because of my strategy where I was like, all right, I want to make videos. I want to make sure that when people watch my videos, they're watching it because I'm making them, but not only that, because I provide value. So it's like I would make two types of videos. Number one, evergreen content, which is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's essentially just making videos that will always be searched on YouTube. So I'm always
Like a
getting
review
views.
video or something.
Exactly, like a review video, could be a guide, a tutorial, whatever it is. And for crypto, it's usually reviews. And then the other videos would be more catered towards my personality, which would be like walking in the forest, whatever. Be story videos or whatever, like anything I would like to do for fun. So it's like fun
Okay.
videos, and like actual like, all right, you got to research shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that helped a lot. Also, kind of I get like weird like phases where I obsess over things. And when I first started YouTube, I obsessed over like equipment, like camera gear and like mics and stuff like that. So for a minute, I was like watching mostly like camera videos and stuff like that. And I finally got it down. But yeah, over time it just kind of came, you know. I think my number one thing, even obviously now, is to make sure that I'm like as authentic as possible when I'm talking to people, like obviously yourself, I'm on the camera. Because I think a lot of people gravitate towards someone that you can like relate to and you can tell that they're being truthful with you, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. I think you do that really well. You're very relatable. Like I see,
I appreciate
like,
it,
yeah, I feel like I could just like
yeah.
I just did, like, hey man, you want to have a podcast? All right, cool.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I think it's so interesting. Like, and again, it's because, and I like to position myself in the sense where it's like I'm no different than yourself or anyone else. You just make videos, bro. There's literally no difference. I just, that's the only difference.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So how do you define success?
Success, I would say, I would define it as like your level of level of happiness for the most part. I think that's why I like crypto so much, is that I remember like in 2017, like and very, very short aside, just to kind of make this point. I ended up turning like 2K. It's like over 100K with like one coin. You know, I didn't sell it.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, even though when I did get like to that like 100K mark, and that was me in college, right? Like I'm like, yo, that's a fucking crazy amount of money. This is nuts. And at that moment, I'm like, yo, like I don't feel any happier. You know what I mean? And that's when I truly realized it's like it's not really about the money. Money's good. Money helps you, you know, do things you want to do, you know, buy things, whatever. But that's not what it's all about at the end of the day, though. Like it's all about happiness, I realize, and doing things that you want to do, having fun with people, having conversations, and stuff like that. So I think you can measure success through happiness as well as probably passion with whatever you're doing, you know. I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was a good answer.
No, that's an awesome answer. I think I would totally agree with that. Like you're because you can when you have a lot of money, sometimes you just want more, you know. That's kind of human nature. You kind of just want more and more and more. So if you want something that doesn't really mean anything, then it's never going to be enough. But if you want something that makes you happy, then that's like a good feedback loop or something, you know.
Yeah, you're about to say it. Was that like a self-fulfilling prophecy? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. Maybe a self-fulfilling prophecy I think of as like you say something and then it like, because you say it, that makes it happen. Like like a Wyckoff chart. Like I feel like what was that?
I don't know. Yeah, explain. I have no idea what that is.
So you didn't hear people talking about the Wyckoff chart and all this stuff?
It sounds kind of familiar, but nah, not really.
So the idea is that there's this chart that people can use to manipulate markets, or the idea is like the market gets manipulated in a certain way typically, and if you're in the know, you know how to ride that market out, and you can read it by looking at the Wyckoff chart or something like that. But the self-fulfilling prophecy part of that would be, if a bunch of people are looking at that to see what's going to happen, and then they think that's going to happen, then they're going to behave according to that, and then it's going to make it happen. So it's like a weird thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think TA is bullshit, bro. That's just an aside, but it's like, yeah, because everyone agrees that this is going to happen. That's why it's going to happen. It's like, come on, man. Dead.
But yeah, man, that so what you were talking about some income opportunities you were looking into. What sort of income streams were you thinking of working on, if you're, you know, open to sharing?
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I guess a little backstory as usual. Like I said before this, I was working at a marketing company. I left last year in December 2020. So it's been like 6 months actually. It's actually almost 6 months to the day. But
congratulations.
thank you. All right. But since then, obviously the big question is, all right, how are you gonna make money, right? You can start a YouTube channel, you can, potentially get some ad revenue after you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, I think is what it was. But even after that, like ad revenue isn't gonna be enough to sustain, a whole individual. So my whole idea was, okay, I could probably try to get sponsorships, like ads, like even before the video, after the video, like, pretty much kind of pitching myself to companies or like crypto projects in this case, right?
Cool. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was working on for the past month or two, kind of like potentially reaching out to different projects and then maybe doing some work with them. Like I've been reached out to by a lot of them already to have them, and a lot of them have asked to make a video about them or do whatever it is, like an ad or something.
Gotcha.
But a lot of them are kind of like shady, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why, like, you'll probably notice, like, I haven't done any so far. The only paid stuff I've done. So number one, actually, the first one was when like this crypto clothing company sent me like a couple shirts, and cool. I told them, all right, if you want, send me, like, I think they're gonna send me 3 shirts, and I do like a little 10-second or 30-second ad. I'm like, nah, bro. If you want, how about you send me 6 shirts? I'll make an entire video. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. So I went into the city and started interviewing people outside of a Supreme, New York. Like, it's like a clothing company, like about crypto and sneakers and stuff like that. So I thought it was cool.
Oh, wow. Wow, you went all out on that. Balls to the wall.
Because this is something cool. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, man. Like, why not? I've always wanted to, do something like that. So I was like, cool. So there was that. And I think technically, like, the amount of shirts that they sent me was like worth like $300. So nothing crazy, but it was still like, a lot of money for me.
Yeah.
And then the most I've gotten paid so far for a video was about pretty much like I don't know, I forgot what kind of proof they called themselves, but essentially it's called Cyto, which is another type of blockchain. Really cool people too. And I think they pretty much gave me like $600 worth of their token to make the video, which is a lot of money too, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
And so did you do research on them and like kind of they passed your sniff test or something? So
I think, well, yeah, no, I did research on them, and the way I would decide to do a sponsorship video or anything like that would always be to make sure that, like, would I do it if they weren't paying me? If the answer is yes, then I'll do it. If it's no, then I probably wouldn't do it. If
that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm gonna call how I see it. Like I think there was like a project at some point. I forgot what it was called. It was some funny shit though. I think it was like a mix between like Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. It's like they had a baby or something like that. I forgot what the coin was called.
One of those doggy coins.
Right. But the marketing on the website was hilarious. I'm like, you know what? I'll do a video on y'all, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I'm gonna say it's a shit coin. I'm gonna say it's a me. I'm gonna say all that shit. So if y'all want to still pay me to do it, it's cool. I'm gonna keep it real. They didn't respond to me, obviously. but
I'm gonna keep it real. No.
Yeah, right. But so I haven't been doing much of those.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm still like, I want to do them with projects that I think are really good personally. But while that's happening, other than that, like, there's not really much else. Like, I did that little NFT thing the other day. But like, I really don't want to start like fucking ripping people off for like a couple digital shirts. Not gonna lie.
No, I mean, that's cool though. Like, if anything, like, people, that's what's cool about NFTs though. You can resell them, and so say you become a big YouTuber, and
right.
Yeah, and then someone's like, oh yeah, they can sell it up, and they can make a profit off of your NFT. Like, what the hell? Like that.
No, that's
at least cool. It's possible,
Right. No, and that's what I liked about it. Yeah, no, exactly, dude. I mean, like, that's why I haven't done like a Patreon or anything like that, because I don't like the idea of people like paying monthly for me to do whatever. Like,
I like the idea of it.
To me. And even the NFT thing, I never liked the idea of that, because like, I like to, part of the whole happiness thing to me is not having too many like things that you're responsible for, which sounds like almost like I'm like shrugging off responsibility, but you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're not worrying about a lot of things, you feel a lot better for the most part.
I feel you, but lately I've been beginning to think that maybe having responsibility, like I don't know, Jordan Peterson. He's kind of like this,
Love that guy, bro. Love that
yeah.
guy.
So he kind of talks a lot about responsibility being super essential for happiness, and because it gives you
Right.
meaning when you're,
Exactly. No,
yeah.
see that makes sense though. And I love Jordan Peterson, by the way. He's a very thought provoking. I love people like that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think it probably is very arguable, but I think there's like a level of responsibility, right? You don't want none, because then why are you even waking up for? Like you were saying, right? But at the same time, at least I feel like I don't want too much. Like some stress is good, pretty much. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm all about balance. I think
balance, right?
finding that balance between, responsibility and freedom or something, whatever.
No, that makes sense though, and I think that's what I'm looking for right now. Like, and that's why I like to position myself. I feel like on my channel is like I definitely don't know it all by any means. I'm kind of just learning as I go.
Me too.
And I think right now, right with Army off, and I think like right now, the one thing that I'm kind of balancing right now is potentially working with another project. I don't know if it'd be like a 9 to 5 or anything like that, but like working with another project, like on their team per se, maybe with their marketing or something, as well as doing YouTube videos. You feel me? Because even right now, like I have a lot of free time. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like the idea of working smart, not hard. So I'll do like, oh, yeah, bro. I mean, I'll do like little power sessions where like I'll research, shoot the video, edit, and it doesn't take me that long to do it, really. But so that's why I'm thinking, all right, like right now, like I don't have that much money coming in, like almost like pretty much none. So it'd be cool if I could get a job with one of these teams, provide value for them. At the same time, I'm doing something with my time too, other than making videos. That's kind of what I'm looking at, pretty much.
So this kind of brings me back to the farm question.
Right.
Would you make a farm for that, or do you think it's kind of sleazy or something like that? Like you're just taking people's money or something?
I would never make a farm. Well, listen, the reason why I would never make a farm is because like I don't know what value I'd provide. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a lot of these farm tokens, right? It's like you said, it's like, what's the point of them? People just farm them, dump them for the yield, and buy whatever else. It would be exactly that. Like I thought of making a crypto before, and I was like, I pretty much have technically, but like I would never. Yeah, it was a while ago, but never really took off. But nonetheless, it's like I would never want to provide like a product that I don't fully believe in myself, if that makes sense,
Yeah. So all right, so how I see these like farm things are, it's kind of like an online bank, and you're kind of an online bank, or you're kind of a bank interacting with that bank. And so that's kind of like that's kind of how I picture this thing. But I don't know, maybe it's like Ponzonomics, like
I'll be honest with you, bro. I feel like the same way. Like sometimes I'm not sure if like what I'm looking at is technically a Ponzi or not.
Yeah.
And like I don't think too much about it, because I'm like I feel like it's not even worth my time. It's like, is it? I don't know.
All I know is that I like crypto. So I have these things that I'm gonna hold, right? But I might as well try and grow it while I hold it. So
exactly. That's a fact. No, yeah, that makes so much sense. Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for all your time. And is there anything you wanted to talk about? Like, what about the what was that one?
The
Alchemist or Alchemix.
Oh, Alchemix. Yes.
Alchemix.
Yeah. I mean, I just, it's funny. People were asking me about that. Like I think it's kind of like I usually don't look too much into like a project unless like a lot of people start asking about it, because then I'll be looking into fucking like everything. And Alchemix was something a lot of people have been bringing up. And
I haven't before seeing your video, I'd never heard anything about it.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, it seems like something so obvious, yet no one had done it, I guess, until then. But it's like essentially being able to take out a loan and having it repay itself over time.
Right.
So
right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, for example, like, on Polygon, like Aave, you can loan your ETH to the pool, and you can, you can provide ETH to the pool. You can take a loan based off of that ETH you provided, right? But obviously, usually what will happen is you'll have to maintain your position, otherwise you'll get liquidated, and you lose pretty much any ETH you provided, which is obviously a huge risk. That's why I've never even bothered using Aave to that capacity, you know?
Yeah. It seems like it
But
would only make sense for stable coins and then
right, maybe, yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but like something like at the end of the day, you'd have to understand how it works, right? So, and to me, like I'm your average human being. Okay, for the most part, I see something that doesn't make sense, I don't do it, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
until a lot of people start asking me about it, and say, okay, fuck it, I'll dedicate a couple hours and I'll learn about it. And that's what Alchemix was. And it turns out that yeah, like they have this system essentially where you're able to loan them your ETH. Well, let's say US, right? US dollars. You're able to loan them like let's say $1,000 in US dollars, borrow about 50% of what you loaned based off of that, and essentially it just pays itself off over time.
So you basically you give them $1,000, you have $500, and then in 2 years you have $1,500, kind of. Is that the idea?
Fully yours. Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's almost like it's so weird. It's like imagine the yield farm that you're in, right? You put in $1,000 in that, and over time you get more and more and more money and whatever, and you can always take it out whenever you want.
Yeah.
This is almost like doing that, but it's upfront.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like a credit version of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's geez, yeah, a credit version,
man. Yeah.
So I thought it was really cool. And I did a little video on it. Yeah, really cool, really interesting.
It's a new concept, or I mean, it's cool that it's like, you know, it's doing its own thing. I like all the variations of cryptocurrencies. It's super crazy, man.
Right, dude. Like when I was researching it, like it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Like this shit is nuts. Like I think that's what I love most about this space is that like when you learn about something that's so dope and that you feel like not too many people know about it yet. It's like the hairs in your skin just like jump up. It's like it's so cool. So cool.
So before we go, I'll do a shill, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you think of Polydoge?
What the wait, that sounds familiar. What is Polydoge?
It's Polygon's Doge, and it's like it's, you know, it came out like not too long ago, earlier in the month.
Polydoge. Wait, oh my lord, it's a I wonder if like does it actually take from like the Dogecoin? Like do you have to deposit Dogecoin to get Polydoge?
You know, there is not a lot of, I couldn't find much information on like the specifics on that freaking coin. It's just like, oh, this is fun, buy it, you know.
I love how the Polygon logo is its glasses on the Doge.
Yeah. So anyway, Polydoge like is my if I harvest like and I'm feeling kind of risky, you know, I'll just harvest it as Polydoge for a bit, and just like if it pops up, then I'll just, you know, sell it or whatever. But that's a fun one. But I kind of want to have like a good like, you know, a small position on Polydoge. I think that has moon potential, you know.
Let me see this. I mean, you can't even see the chart after like unless I am looking at the chart. It's only been out for a month, right? You said something
like that. Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, it's been going into the shitter ever since it got released, so maybe it will go up at some point.
Yeah. It's super volatile. It's like it's a weird one.
Like regular Doge. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Hunter. It was really awesome talking to you. Maybe if I'm in like if we start traveling again, maybe I can meet up with you or something like that. I don't know.
Hell yeah, dude.
Do some video. That could be cool.
I'd be down, man. Thank you obviously for having me on your podcast.
Definitely.
Love talking with like-minded people, man. Crypto or not, I think it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. It was really awesome meeting you, man. And thanks a lot for just giving me your time and supporting the small Antz podcast.
Nah, bro. Listen, we're humans at the end of the day. What's the difference? Just talking. And there's this numbers don't mean that much of a difference when it's just one-on-one. If you ask me. You know.
You speak the truth, man. You speak the truth.
I keep.
All right, man. Antz out.